Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Banishers. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a minute. We are in the Harrows, and we are attempting to get all of these hauntings and everything done, so that we can kind of like eventually move on to the main quest and get back on track. So we are here in the like Hill's house section. We got to go over and get this. So we got to go over to this area, which we've mostly explored already. But that's really kind of the plan at this point. I hope everybody's having a good week. I'm just doing all this on my birthday. Don't really have anything planned. I never do. Oh, great. Thank you for thanks to all of you for showing up. Alright. That's the way I was going, so. I unfortunately live in a desert, and, yeah. I don't really have anything to do. I don't really live in a place where I have anything I can go do.
This quick mist is different.
How so?
Like it's fortified for protection.
Okay, so this is new. Obviously, this mist wasn't here last time.
I can see. I should take over.
You have no business here. Off with you.
Oh!
Elizabeth.
I
Hi.
remember you. The Banisher from New Eden Town. When we met, I thought you alone. In truth, a ghost walks with you.
Well, yeah.
Aye. Invisible. Indivisible.
You should not be here.
Elizabeth O'Hara, right?
Yes, and that is my business. Remind you to tend to your own.
Did the fever take you?
Inevitably, yes. I, and I alone, had long accepted it. Stay away from my sister. Stay away from Mary Claire. Leave us.
Okay. So she's now haunting her sister.
Be gone.
Move, Red!
Elizabeth cares. Deeply.
Yes. She's very protective.
Perhaps something around this cove will tell us about this Mary Claire.
Sorry, I was just looking something on my phone. You get a lot of, like, notifications for, like, deals and shit. I thought one that was kind of alright, but... Disrupts of poetry. 'Tis the wind that sweepeth the land, that thou and eye hath sown before, with gentle palms upon the earth, and our backs hunched and hard and sore. 'Tis the silent sound of dusk, doleful and in autumn bliss. Blessed be thy longing hands, blessed be the home thou misseth. 'Tis the thread of wool thou spinneth, weaving warmth into our meal. O Lord, let us taste rest. Let us be quiet and soft and still. 'Tis the scent of salt and water. 'Tis our ache that you absolve. 'Tis you is like capitalized, so it's like I don't know why, but I just think it's like I want to say YouTube. That YouTube absolve. 'Tis our grief for Ireland and the strength of our resolve.
Weird. She seems hostile, but also tries to guide us towards something.
Already able to control wisps. Her ghost grows strong fast.
Holmes' notebook. And I look at her, her hair as black as the earth I was born on, her eyes as blue as the river I bathed in, her lips as soft as the warmth of the sunrise on the hill of Tara, and hands as brave as Fionn Mac Cumhales. I'll follow her wherever she goes. I'd rather suffer 1,000 times than let her go. I'll throw myself off Balak Bima if it will let me hold her hand. For the sound of your eyes through the great beating heart, I feel your presence like the wind on Muir Arene. Penetrating your aura with my fingers consume. It sounds like she's in love with her sister, to be honest. Air will always be in me, and when I'm dead, I will return to her. It sounds like she's like in love with her sister, for God's sake.
Moments
Sounds
from
like
the
she's
past are still here.
more than just her sisterly bond, it seems. For being honest.
He may show Marhunianish.
You could have stayed home to write. How's your leg?
Still crippled. Besides, I needed air, and I like it here.
I know you like it here.
Elizabeth! Are you alright?
Yes. Wait. No. My necklace is gone.
Mary Clare is our ghost sister.
Mary Claire is hobbled. Her sister must have done the chores.
They seem very happy indeed.
Okay. Yeah, so she did the household chores. Alright, I guess we're...
An echo whispering to...
If this is another piece of poetry, I'm gonna
Not a
fucking
word,
puke.
not a yearning, and yet the leaves of every tree whisper thy name away.
You used to write me poems.
If I remembered it, I'd not admit to it.
Oh, come on. It was not that bad.
Is she leading me back to her sister? Wisp is up here, so...
They never learn, do they? I think we've hit an earth.
Enough!
Wisp is like circling up here, so I think this is the way.
feel an echo ringing, like a hum.
She is the leaf brightening upon the breeze.
How did it go? The light in your eyes.
The warmth in thy eyes.
You do remember.
Ghostly voices stain this place.
The dainty sparkle of Helios's lamp shining through the space of each quivering branch.
Annotated poetry. How may I put down to paper unreadable? Leaving home, leaving it all behind. Wherever she may, I miss Eru. Words crossed out. The world moves, but come now, if ever before. The shapes of what my life could have been if I had stayed to marry that man flicker before me in my dreams. Thou came, thou scared, sacred, unreadable. Come to me here. I heard thy voice far off and listened, and left my father's golden house. Come to me here, come to me here.
Fleeing island and an unwanted marriage. They risked much. It was a brave thing to do. It was so romantic. Go on, say it.
The warmth in thy eyes, in the dark of the night. The sparkle in thy voice, in the depths of my heart.
I was right. It was terrible.
Echoing chords across the sea, there's a storm when you sleep. Our joined souls usher in the unspoken.
Ah, her necklace. Wooden pendant engraved with the names Moira Tynan and Elizabeth O'Hara.
Moira Tynan. Have we heard that name before?
I haven't.
We have now. And we found our tie.
Oh,
Who is Moira Tynan?
no. Please, leave it alone. Leave it be.
I button mine eyes and hark at the heavens' sweet rumble. I'm so sick of this. I don't care. It's probably somebody that she
There's
was in
another
love
trail.
with.
This way.
Because all this poetry is very, very much, reveal the spiritual state. It said, reveal the, oh. It's very much like, they write like somebody who's absolutely enamored with the other person. Maybe it just sounds that way because they're living in the 1600s. I don't know. All right, well, we have another
Who
mist.
knows what lurks in this thing?
Love poems, fortified quick mist. She's a fiercely protective ghost.
That gives her power. We should take care.
Okay.
Leave us. You trespass here. Leave us be.
I'm afraid we can't do that.
Please. We are just like you.
You care for your sister. It is clear you've no wish to harm her.
Do you?
No, of course not.
What happened? How did you die?
We are all mortal. I knew it, but strangely I thought myself exempt. A bad cut. Badness in the blood. I rotted from within. And that was that. Leave us be. Leave Mary Claire alone. Begone.
She's strong and defensive. The sister, Mary Claire, should be nearby. Look for a house.
Yeah, this house.
Voices from the dead ripple here.
I see the apron you wore to the river. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see its wings rise like sails in the harbour. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
Do you recognize the verse?
No, but I see spectral stains enveloping the building and blocking the door. How did the poem go again?
I see the apron you wore to the river.
Oh, can I not skip this?
From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves.
Oh, so you can't skip this if
I
you've
see
already
its
done it.
wings rise like sails in the harbour. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
I don't think the poem referred to this.
This wasn't part of the verse. Maybe something around here refers to what's in the verses.
The apron.
I see all the milk you sifted this morning. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see all its freckles braid onto your clogs. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
Well, now that's the shoes. That's the
Ghostly
shoes.
voices stain this place.
I see the curds that you plucked from the way. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see the colander resting in the hay. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
Colander. Hey. I hear this. Yeah.
I see the cheese you stir for me and my sins. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. Oh, please do gift me this mouthful of mercy, so the mournful morrow cleaves.
The thread is gone.
I feel something close.
More poetry. What the hell is that? More poetry. All she does is write fucking poetry.
By the hearth, the bed is made, the goose is cooked, the bread is baked.
Letter to Elizabeth. My Elizabeth, my heart. It does me fine and great to read your letter. I thought I'd not hear from you again. At home, all's well as can be well. The harvest is small, but the cow calved, and we've allowed the tenants to stay on the rent, so there is at least beef and milk. This year shall be better. Perhaps we shall lose fewer of the young men to the colonies or the war, and fewer young girls to service in England, like your friend Moira Tynan. None have seen hide nor hair of her in the years since she walked out of the house without a word, not to her father nor to her betrothed Patrick Og. Your mother hasn't been the same since you left, and neither was Podrick. But the wedding has brought some cheer, for you should know that Podrick Og gave up on Moira and has married your sister Mary Claire. Oh, she misses you, as do we all. With all the good love, your father. Dadai?
This letter says Mary Claire got married. In Ireland.
So, she is not Elizabeth O'Hara's sister. She is, in fact, Moira Tynan. Yeah.
But they're here in New Eden. Wait. Of course. This isn't Mary Claire.
Moira Tynan was betrothed to some fella.
So they're not sisters.
Moira fled with Elizabeth to avoid the marriage.
Mary Claire isn't Elizabeth's sister. It's a pretense to allow them to be together.
Told ya. I told ya.
We know Mary Claire is not who she claims to be. We know you're not sisters.
Enough. Leave her alone now. She doesn't deserve any trouble. Leave us be.
They were in love. Their love binds them together yet. I hear it happens.
Let's go have a wee chat with them.
I told you. See? She's her beloved Mary Claire will not manage on her own. Like I said, she writes as if she's like enamored with the girl. Like, you don't write like that about your sister.
A ghost in love is a force to be reckoned with.
I believe you. Oh there, Moira, Elizabeth. I wish to help you. Will you talk to me?
Be off with you, Scotsman.
Moira, I only wish to talk.
You shouldn't be here.
Nor should you, Elizabeth.
Who are you?
Antea Duarte. This is my partner, Red McWraith. He is also the man I love.
How do you two... I don't understand.
A long story. As is yours, I'm sure.
Our predicaments are similar. Each only wants to protect the other.
Then walk from this house, never to return. Leave us be.
We could do that, but Moira will die.
How dare you? What do you want?
How did two such free-spirited young women end up so far from home? How did you meet?
We were neighbors in Ireland.
Elizabeth, don't. The other settlers.
It's time. Someone must know of us. Someone must remember us.
Your love is precious. You want it to live. I understand.
I doubt you do.
I also loved a woman once. Javiera Sepulveda. Hell had no fury like her. Big-mouthed, loved to laugh. Loved me.
What happened?
Life happened. I had work to pursue, and so did she. She was happily married, last I heard.
I'll not go that way, you understand? There'll be no happy marriage to some man or other.
To the world, we were sisters. Faithful, devoted, and inseparable. A man come courting Elizabeth was also courting me.
Bad leg and all. None stayed.
Now, I'm a crippled young woman alone. No family, no money, no position. Marriage to a man may be all I can hope for. But they shall not be happy.
So you grew up together?
Our families had business. Moira's dad worked the sheep farms, mine traded wool.
I was 16 when my leg broke. Doctors said I'd not walk again, that the shock would likely kill me. I showed them. I went to the O'Haras to learn the wool trade. We grew together. We grew to love each other.
And when they pressed you to marry, you fled here.
I'd not belonged to another. It was Liz or no one. New England meant we could be whoever we wanted to be. And no one would know different.
People here, well, let's say they lack understanding. How did you keep up the charade? Where did you find the courage?
Spite. We know what they did to the schoolmistress. We know what they do to free women. We took our place amongst them and acted as if we were them. Harshness was the facade behind which we could live.
A false face to the world so we could wear the truth at home. Pretending to the outside world is one thing, but you can't pretend to yourself.
You have loved each other. A love so great not even death could tear it from you. But Elizabeth, you must realize that you are feeding on Moira's life to continue your own flicker of existence.
And what of you? Does the same truth not hold? Are you not hurting him by staying?
We make do with scraps of essence. Banishers, remember?
Show me how. That's your choice and I want the same.
It's not that simple. Us being Banishers is the only reason why Antea can be fed.
And it has its limits. What do you think, Elizabeth? Do you wish the haunting to endure?
Am I really killing her?
It will seem like you aren't at first, but she will wither slowly and then all at once.
Her life is a gift. I don't wish to hurt her.
I can't do without her, not here, not anywhere.
There's a haunting here. We're ready to bring it to a close.
Yeah, you know, it's sad. Like, sometimes it's decisions like this that kind of suck.
Elizabeth lingers in order to protect you, Moira. Her ghost is strong and only grows stronger. Soon she'll become untamable. Accede to her request. Ask for help.
Should we do it, Liz? Should I ask for help?
Yes, you're so strong. I see it and God sees it too. And your love for him will keep the yokels away. Moira, you were the fire in my heart. You tended me. I basked in your glow. My restful heart was your great gift to me.
Don't go.
This is our home, and always will be. As long as you carry me in your heart.
We won't let your woman face the world alone. We promise. Go in peace now, Elizabeth. Farewell.
It's really sad, this one. Not all hauntings are evil. Some are just sad because they're done out of care.
She is gone.
Stricken with grief, married Clara O'Hara is afraid to live without her lover. Don't worry, we'll take care of you. Port Talami.
I think I need some time.
Okay. Well, take all the time you need. Alright, so I can report to Lammy, but I'm going to continue doing other stuff. We have this farm out here. We also have this. Don't worry, Moira. We'll take care of you. We'll help. All right.
Moira finds peace.
I hope she can manage on her own.
I noticed you stopped writing to Javiera. After this, should I write and tell her of your passing?
Yes. Do. Send her my love.
All right, so we're gonna head down to this this little farm that had all the vines and shit. Yeah, it's some of these are rather sad in the sense that like the person being haunted cares for the person who's haunting them. It's kind of funny because the last one that we just did, the Bachelors, even he cared for his sister, although he let her starve. She believed herself a saint. Alright, so we have...
Once you've revealed the roots, I'll destroy them.
multiple of these. Oh, there's a fourth one over here. So I mean we should like push this one all the way out here. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Seriously?
Always teamwork.
Alright, now I think we can pull this back. All that for 6 fucking linen, really? Okay, so we have this one here, which has 1, 2. Three. It's possible for me to actually. I don't think it is. Oh, that one's part of a different system. Okay. So actually, should be actually, yeah. Oh, shit.
We're done.
There
Let's
we
open
go.
it and see if we get paid.
Maybe we have this with, there's one there. There's actually two here. And then the third one is here. There we go. Okay. Is there like a way to get across? From up here. Oh, there's that down there. Alright, so the question remains, how do I get over here? Oh, okay, I can open this up.
I thought gardening was supposed to be relaxing.
Red, I can't manifest anymore.
Okay, so there's clearly something. There's clearly a ghost ward. Oh, I see it. Hold on. No, red. Climb back up, please.
I'm at your side again.
Okay, so
Oh,
we have this.
shite. Ivy.
What did you expect? I love doing that.
Go.
I am warded. I cannot. Thank you.
Anytime.
Alright, so now we can break this log. This is the third one. First two are up here.
All this was worth the effort.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Back up into here. Okay. And here we are. A gear chest.
That was fun.
So
Halcyon
you
days.
do like gardening.
This is a cool looking ring. It's like square. Yeah, that takes it way down up for the Wrath.
Oh, can I get enough?
Good, because I'm sure there'll be more of it.
All right, so we've done that there. We have this creeping ivy that was over here. So I think we'll head up around there. That's where that forest was. The area where we couldn't. I was struggling to figure out how to get in. Let's just do this. So there's one, there's two. Does seem like there is three. The question is, where's the third one? Oh, it's up there. That. There we are. There's a dead woman here behind this cart. Alright, so here we are. We've uncovered the rest of the Harrows. We have a point of interest up here. Ooh, that is a... That sound is a nest of some kind.
Something's here.
Hidden.
I know, I saw it already. Well, it's nice to have the Harrows map, like, finally, like, fully uncovered. How do we... Oh, do we just go across here? Okay. This is an elite enemy, so that's an elite gym, finally. Another one. I think there obviously has to be like an elite gym, infinite
See that
elite
corpse?
gym
I could use
thing
a ritual.
somewhere. There has to be like an elite gym infinite somewhere. Just don't know where yet. Defeat enemies using a decoction charge. Refills a decoction charge. It triggers a damaging area of effect.
Present yourself!
Ready and waiting.
Murdered traveler.
Trouble's about.
Away with you! Raging Vandal.
Look out!
Keep punching.
It's coming for you.
Here we are. There obviously has to be like an infinite elite gym, an infinite elite enemy thing somewhere. Has to exist somewhere. Where? I could only guess probably in the north. Where the Fort Jericho is or whatever. Alright, so now that we've gotten that, kind of want to head... Can I get this Creeping Ivy from here, or am I going to have to go all the way around?
Something's nearby.
Where is it?
Alright, we have a couple of houses here with some ivy as well. So this would be where the ivy is. No, we have to do it from the other side. Alright. It's fair, I guess. Alright, we got a witch chest. I do. I will say, like, so I would say currently my biggest nitpicks are I feel that the open world is a little too big and convoluted. I think that there's just like a lot of bloat. I feel that if we got like the locked chest thing, I feel like we could do without. Same with the cursed chests. The lost chests I think would be good. Nests I like, elites I like, scourge I like. Collectibles are fine, altars are fine. The soul grabbers I think we could do without those. The haunted grounds are cool, even though they're a little complicated. The voids are great, and the treasure hunts I feel like we could do those as well. I feel like you could get rid of a little bit of this. I do feel like the maps are a little too convoluted though, in terms, and I feel like the open world is a little too big. Um, I mean, they do give you a lot to do. I mean, here's the thing. I will say this, regardless of my complaints of the fact that this game has a lot of like bloat to it. I will say one of the things is that this game does have a lot of content for being made by like a developer that's typically kind of known for not really making games like this. Because the fact that Don't Nod made this, and obviously like Don't Nod is known for making Life is Strange, so they're known for making like games that are more like on the story side. They made Remember Me, but that was published by Capcom. I think they might have made Vampire as well, but they did like Life is Strange, and like I know they did Tell Me Why and Twin Mirror and stuff. And I think the last game I remember playing from them was Jusant, which was the game where you like climb the mountain or whatever. But this does have like a lot of content to it. There is a lot to it that I feel like does kind of, there is like they are giving you like a good amount of content to have. I just feel like there is like a lot of like unnecessary stuff, and I feel like there should be a bit of an easier way to fast travel.
Take the roots.
I'm guessing I can't. Oh, I guess I can. All right, so we have. I have to do this from the inside. Well, the question is, where are the roots? There's one there. We have to know where they are, because otherwise. Oh no, we can do it from out here. Okay, so there's one. Two's up there. Where's the third one, though? What does this say? Lucy Barrow's alehouse note. The orders are in progress. They will arrive when they arrive. There's no need to come and pester me. So wait, one is... One has gone up to the... There is three. Oh, I think I might know. In which case, this might be kind of shit.
Did you feel that?
It's close.
the other one in the water? No. I thought maybe it was like... Fuck you, ghost. I blew those people away. So we know that there's one on the roof of this house. We know that there's one on the side of this second house. The third one's not inside, is it? See, there are 3 vines. There's not one on the top of this house, is there? No, we should just try.
Let's check what was hiding under that
Oh,
ivy.
okay. Well, I guess it was just 2. Well, I figured I should try. I you know, I thought maybe there was 3, but... Okay, so we can't read this yet. It's probably a haunting. Or a quest of some kind. We can't read it yet. So, alright. So we got that house. It's actually probably related to the haunting that's near that ivy, if I'm being honest. Continue going this way. So I think that, obviously, like, the size of the map is one complaint. I feel like some of the side content is another complaint.
I have another in sight. Spectre, going for a meat suit.
Not today.
I feel like a third complaint is that there is no transmog, and I feel like a lot of the gear doesn't really, unless you want like a specific set of, like, basically the gear is based around determining on who you want to level up more. Do you want red to be more powerful or Antea, because you can't have both? Like, one is going to definitely be underleveled compared to the other. I think one of my positives is that I think that the story is really cool. I think that the hauntings are the best part of the game for sure. I feel that the main story so far has been sort of interesting. I feel like we're kind of learning a little bit more about the nightmare. I feel like you kind of have to play the story in pretty rapid succession if you want to be able to kind of know it all very quickly. I feel that graphically this game looks nice. I think that it actually, looks pretty good. It runs smooth for the most part. I would say that it's like I don't really feel like I have too big of a complaint in terms of how this game runs. It does kind of have its problems.
Watch out. Spectre possession.
I think I used to count my wolf kills on one hand.
All right, so we have one of the one of those here. Second one here. And the third one here. There we go. But yeah, graphically, I think this game is pretty decent. I think that it runs fairly well. I don't want to say it runs like perfectly, but it runs fair enough. It does have its like problems every now and again, I think. What the fuck was that for? Okay. So we can't get up here either. I do think that that's another one of my gripes, is I feel like they lock a lot of content off until certain powers. And it almost feels like the game punishes you for wanting to explore early on, and instead wants you to mostly play through the main story until you, like, get to a certain part and to get, like, a certain power. I think I like the setting. I think the setting is good. It's kind of interesting. We don't really have games that take place a lot in this time period, especially in like this world. I think,
They never learn, do
like
they?
in New England in the 1600s. We've had games that kind of reference a lot of that. I know, like Little Hope, for example, didn't really take place in the Salem witch trial time. It was mostly just like flashbacks.
Reinforcements!
I do like the kind of dual antagonist aspect as well. I think that's another good aspect of this. Alright, well this is a scourge.
Spectre nearby. Big one. I'll summon it now.
Spirit and flesh, I summon you!
Infectious Harvester.
Enough with the damn crows!
Once more with feeling.
There's more of them.
You don't hit for shit.
Where do you think you're going?
Reinforcements!
It's up to no good. Be ready.
Have a bit of this.
This guy seems rather difficult for a level 21.
There's more of them.
Now the fight's getting interesting.
Right, this on for size.
There we are. Okay, so we got that. We need to go get this, which we have to cross this bridge for. This bridge looks like it's broken. So we can, yeah, we can just jump across, alright. You have a house up here as well. Let's go poke around.
Beware. Wards. Watch out. Spect.
Right, this on for size.
Heads up.
Have some of this.
Okay. It's like at the house. May actually be in the house. It is in the house. So how am I supposed to shoot that? I'm supposed to shoot from over here? Shoot from the other window?
Who's that?
Yes. Something's here.
I also think the illusion of choice, well, no, I don't want to say illusion of choice, but I think that the idea of choice,
Missed me?
Always.
where you have the ability to decide kind of like what you want to do regarding Antea, is a pretty cool idea as well. And it's not just like 2 choices, it's actually 3. Which, I guess, technically 2 of the choices probably lead to the same path? I don't know. I don't know how you'll be treated rather if you banish people than like giving them their assent versus, you know, blaming them. Obviously, if you blame them, it's going to be, you're going to be probably treated pretty badly by anybody you come across, right? Because you watch a ward. I knew it. Because you're just killing people with dark magic. here it is.
The ward's power is gone.
I had a feeling that it was like in a tree.
Off we go then.
Because I have the Xbox version, so I'm also going to play that, and I'm actually going to play it. I'm going to play it with the evil, like as an evil guy. I'm going to play it where I blame everybody to resurrect Antea from the dead and see what that ending is like. So whenever I get around to playing the Xbox version, that's what I'll end up doing. Alright, so let me go over here. Can I get around this ivy? Because I wonder if, like, if you're going to give Antea her ascent, I wonder, like, if the ending where you banish, I wonder if that is a lot harsher of an ending. See, I think we can do it from this side. There we go. Alright, so let's see here. The next one is, we still have this part over here as well, which is by where this is. So we're going to go here to this haunting case.
Run, Red!
How about killing these little stupid orbs?
It's on you!
I think I used to count my wolf kills on one hand.
Alright. Get off the fence.
Damned stupid. Psst. Psst. Oh, there. You, sir. Yes, you.
Is everything all right, ma'am?
You've come at just the right time, Banisher.
What are you doing
There
here?
are monsters in the alehouse.
When the alewife tells me there's a monster in the brewery, I'm inclined to worry. What did you see?
I saw monsters. Ghosts. Corpses. Wraiths. I don't know. I'm an alewife. It is not my area of expertise. But it is very much yours, isn't it? I've seen what you can do. At the meeting house.
Okay.
Anything else I should know before I head out?
Perry Cottle is dead. Though I doubt the two related.
Perry Cottle? Who's that?
The baker. I found him dead a few days back. Most inconveniently, on the floor of the hamlet's bakery. Rude of him, really.
I'm sure he'd go back and change it if he could. He's not like each other then.
He was a good baker. We traded. Shared the barley fields. Split the work, split the crop. Till the moment there was no crop to split. When the fields stopped giving, I kept my head, and he did not. Dear me. First, the ugly business with the governor. Then Cottle. Now, with demons in the alehouse. The world is going to shite, I'll tell you. Well, what are you still here for? Standing like a bloody mute? The ale house lies north, across the bridge, beyond the barren fields. Chop away. But don't get excited.
So that's where we
There's
were.
No beer.
Yeah, that's where we were. And I said, I was like, it's
I'll
probably
take
close
my
to
leave
that
of you
haunting
for
right
now.
there.
All right. I think I'll go back to the hamlets. Be careful, Banisher.
Germs of discord.
Demons and a dead baker. Haunting case.
Haunting case. Who there, corrupted weeds?
Okay, so... one of them is there. Could just be that one. No, there's that one too. Oh, that's not the only one. There's a third one. Okay, so we have one. We have two. Where the fuck is the third one? I can see where that one goes. There's that one there, but... is there one up here? Oh, it's right there. Ah, I see.
Well, admit, I'm enjoying the target practice.
Like you need it.
So this must all be barley or hops? Maybe it's hops. Let me see. Yeah, I think it is hops. I was thinking it's either barley or hops, so...
You're within gun range, Red.
Try this on.
Stop that spectre before it possesses the corpse. Get there!
Some demons. Need I was expecting an audience with Legion.
Someday, maybe.
Alright, so we already, we read this already. Okay. We already uncovered, this stuff, so we can read everything in here now. Deed of sale. In the year 1690, on the 15th day of July afternoon in North Allerton, North Yorkshire. Witness Mr. Daniel Corbin of the sale of the tavern of the late Mr. Barrow and his widow. Here present Lucy Barrow to Mr. Adair Bain for the sum of £12,000 sterling. July 15, 1690.
That's quite the sale. She was lucky. Unmarried alewives don't usually have it so easy.
Flavored beers, an experimental book. Juniper berries, good for rheumatism, bloating, difficult digestions, or urinary infections. Tart, sweet, and resinous taste, good. Honey, soft, sweet, good. Verbena, good for digestive disorders, flowery taste, not good. Basil, taste and smell disappear during brewing, not good. Blueberry, soft, sweet, good. Strawberry, pleasant fruity taste, but need to put a lot to be tasted, to be reworked. Coffee. If the coffee is not of good quality, the beer can be so bitter that it becomes undrinkable, to be reworked. I love the good.
Those concoctions sure are inventive.
She knows her trade.
I know brewers, and this one is talented. Lucy Barrow is quite the force of nature.
As a widowed alewife amongst witch-hunting Puritans, she'd have to be.
Exactly. Lucy Barrow is quite the force of nature.
I didn't know that.
As a widowed alewife amongst witch-hunting Puritans, she'd have to be.
Exactly.
Alright. Phytolacca decandra page. Caryophallaces. Okay, anyway. 2 to 3 yards tall, large perennial roots, strong stems, green or rosy, large leaves, green, bad smell, green or white flowers, a thumb in width, fruits look like blackberry. Each part can sicken, leaves in particular, cook thoroughly. Uses roots for respiratory ailments, cataplasms, eases soreness, toxic.
Pretty berries.
That's pokeweed. It's deadly.
Uh-oh, somebody put pokeweed in the fucking beer, brother. We got poisoned ale. Lucy Barrow's herbalist book. Sanchez asper, Chicorum domesticum, Hieracium majus, Chandrilla prima, Sinico vulgaris, Jacobea.
Well-thumbed books. Lucy Barrow's an educated herbalist.
Yeah, clearly. And you wonder why I thought she was a fucking witch.
A dangerous occupation when men are apt to hunt witches.
Yep.
What did Lucy say Pericotto died of?
She didn't.
Okay. Suspicious.
This place reminds me of Mother Louse's over on Cheapside. Wonder how the old alewife's doing.
I'm sure she'd be glad to see you back on your feet.
She was a good friend. I needed one.
A letter from Governor Fairfax Haskell to Lucy Barrow, 12th of June, 1695. From the pen of the most honorable Fairfax H. Yeah, we get it. You're a fucking governor, dickhead. My esteemed Lady Lucy Barrow, you are without a doubt a fine alewife. Your beer is not only the most exquisite, but also helps to warm the hearts of our peers in these dark days. However, that is not enough. Please accept my condolences on the death of your partner, our baker Perry Cottle, but we must move beyond our grief, for it is our duty, I as governor and you as craftswoman, to meet the needs of our community. That's why I'm officially handing over the keys to the late Mr. Cottle's bakery to you, so you can put your knowledge to work and bake our daily bread. Yours most obsequiously, there we go, and sincerely, obsequiously, brother, learn to read. Sometimes words are hard, all right? Governor Dickhead. Governor Fathead.
Dead. The governor gave the keys to the bakery to Lucy Barrow.
Reason enough for Cottle's ghost to linger.
Yeah, especially if she poisoned his ass.
Didn't Lucy say all her crops had failed?
Not all, it would seem. Some men can't think beyond what they already know. But this, I think, is about wounded pride.
Unsent letter from Lucy. Governor, I have a particular request I am unsure who to contact. I would like to find an artist to paint my portrait. I do not care for anything grand, but I would like a face to be put on my legacy. Word scratched. Indeed, I believe my work to be remarkable and deserving of immortalization. There are not many recognized alewives, and I believe it is time for a change. I hope you shall be able to help with my request. Jesus, she's got an ego. Take me picture, put it on the wall. Thank you.
Oh, look at that. It's the drunkard's jackpot.
Don't get excited.
Once upon a time, finding this lot would have made my day.
Hey, she said there was no ale. She lied. All right. Let Red have a drink. List of pending orders. June 1695. To be paid Alexander Watson. Paid Governor Haskell, Elizabeth O'Hara, Phoebe Walcott. Alexander Watson.
Lucy Barrow's back in the ale business.
And good health to her.
All right, before we look in here, let's go get that thing on the floor that's down there before I forget it.
Folk need bread. What do you use in place of the barley? Lucy, Mistress Barrow, please, I beseech you, tell me.
No. Be gone.
You're evil.
Oh my god.
You could feed us, but you would have us starve. I'll denounce you. I'll name you to the governor. Devil worshipper! Witch!
Out. Now.
Having found a workable substitute for barley, she was able to resume brewing. Well, use the hops for the beer, right? So what is she using for the
Someone
bread?
wasn't pleased to be pushed aside.
Do they not have a deal to share the crop?
That's not reason enough to accuse someone of witchcraft.
That's a good point. Okay, let's see. So we got a locked chest here.
Quite the collection. Well labelled too.
Lucy Barrows is better organized than my mother.
Yo, tell me about it. I'm like one of the most organized people you'll ever meet. I label everything. Lucy Barrows' notebook. 1st of June, 1695. After many weeks of experimenting, I finally found the perfect substitute for barley. Oats. Simply oats. No, simply lemonade. Simply orange. I'm proud of myself. Perry asked me about it. When I offered to sell the recipe to him, he turned red. How could he think that I would give it to him for free? My hard work is not part of our agreement. 7th of June. I found Perry spying on me this morning. He hid like a coward behind my window. He wants to know what my secret ingredient is. He'll know when he pays me. 10th of June. This morning when I got to my alehouse, I saw someone had tried to break in. I know it was the blasted baker again. He'll do anything to get my secret. 11th of June. I have to close all the windows when I work now if I want to be safe. Perry is always there. I know he is. I can hear him. I feel him. I wake up in the middle of the night each time I hear a sound. I must admit, I am afraid. 12th of June. Maybe I could set traps around my house and Perry would get his foot snapped like the vile fox he is. That would teach him a lesson. Perchance he'd finally leave me alone. So he was like stalking her about this recipe. So what? Did she make a loaf of bread that tasted so much better than his that like everybody just like flipped their shit and he was like, "You motherfucking bitch. You better give me that recipe or I'm going to tell the governor you're a witch, you goddamn, you know, whatever they would call a woman in the 1600s besides a witch."
I wonder what this. We've learned much of Lucy Barrow.
A hag? I don't know.
All we know of Perry Cottle is that he was angry, and then he died.
Let's dig into his story. His mill can't be far. By the fields, perhaps downriver from here.
That key to... Okay, so the keys to that, I guess. I'm liking this case thus far. Some of the cases are, like, not as good. Like, for example, of all the cases that we've done... of all the haunting cases, let's go to the Dark Woods. So, Dirty Money. I thought that this case was kind of boring, to be honest. Unfinished Portrait. I liked this one a little bit. It wasn't as interesting, but I liked it. The Heatons. This one was good. This one I think was really good. The fact that Arthur was actually disguising himself as Fortune. and that they killed her real husband on the boat. That one was good. This one, of course, because it was related to the Beast. That one's great because they're both piles of shit. The Cook. I'm trying to remember what this one was about. Oh yeah, this one was he was haunting her to get her to leave because she was a spy. That's right. I thought that one was not bad. That one was sad too because he loved her, and was haunting her because he loved her. The Trappers was good. He ate his friend. That one was great. Traveling Merchants. I actually kind of like this one too. It wasn't as interesting, but I did. It was kind of like a twist that like Sincere had sold smallpox blankets. So yeah. But the Haros, of course, the enemy within the infamy. That one was good. The Cobbler, I like this one too. This one was pretty good. This one was really sad. The O'Hara sisters was sad, and the school teacher one, I thought was okay. It was a little sad, but it was also kind of like fuck you, Hugh. Marcy kind of believed herself a saint. So, oh, potential spam is calling me. Hold on a sec. You know, here's the thing. It wasn't spam. It was Yuma Regional. I live in Yuma, Arizona, so it was the medical center. They fucking call or like they text me all the fucking time to ask me to do surveys on like my visits. It's like fuck you. Leave me alone. Anyway, this one's turning out to be pretty good thus far as well, to be honest. So I'm actually enjoying this one thus far. So yeah, it really just kind of like depends. Some of them have been good, some of them have been kind of shit. You know, like I said, I think the haunting cases, obviously the haunting cases are kind of like, I think the bulk majority of the storytelling in this game. But yeah, I think that the haunting cases, I really enjoy those. Like I would love, like I don't, obviously I don't know how this game ends. I'm not saying that there's gonna, obviously if we give Antea her ascent, there wouldn't be a sequel, right? But I would love to see a sequel done with maybe 2 new characters or another character, and have like it take place in a different. Oh, so that was what this was. Okay. And have it take place in a different part of America or maybe even in Europe. It would be sick to see this game take place in like 1800s London, like near when Jack the Ripper was around, like the 1880s. That would be, yeah, see there was stuff here earlier. That would be really cool. I would love to see it take place in like London in the 1880s.
Still no ghost?
Especially since London is very haunted.
Cobwebs on empty barley bags.
He ran out some time ago.
Perry's test notes. Test for barley substitute. Corn, expensive, and bread is too friable? Cottage cheese and eggs. Yeah, that's not working. Bread rolls. Convenient, but not suitable for a whole community. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm wrong. Perhaps I could still keep it. Rye. Difficult to grow, expensive, and unsatisfactory texture. Wrong, sir. You're not making rye bread right, because rye bread has a great texture if you make it correctly.
With or without herbs.
If you make rye bread good, because here's the problem. When you buy commercial rye bread gets really dry, so it's really rough, almost toast-like. It's very rough. But if you buy really well-made rye bread from people who specifically make rye bread and they do it in smaller batches, like for example, when I was in New York, go to Jewish delis that used to make their own rye bread, and they would basically make like 12 loaves a day, and if they sold out of bread, they were done. They closed the door. So they would, like, people, it would sell out all the time. And so I went to this Jewish deli in New York, like one of the cajillion, and they made their own rye bread, and that rye bread was so soft, and it was like the perfect consistency, just that little hardness on the outside, the crisp, and then the middle of the bread was just so spongy and soft. I mean, hell, it could have been milk bread. It was literally getting to that point where it was so soft, but the consistency was real taut. It wasn't. The British would say stodgy is a good word. It wasn't stodgy. It didn't feel dense. And so if you make rye, I would say make rye bread yourself at home. If you make it right, it'll come out really good. Anyway, back to this. Going off on rye bread. Letter to Perry from Clemency Gibbs. Dear Perry, we have received your letter concerning the request for grains, but unfortunately we can only answer you in the negative. Our crops are also dried up. We have nothing left, but we are currently looking for a solution, and I'll let you know if we have one. In the meantime, hang in there. You are a talented baker, and this alewife won't stop you, not a second time. Her beer may be life-saving, but it doesn't feed people. Soon they will be clamoring for food and won't care about this witch's brew anymore. Keep the faith, Clemency Gibbs. So his crops have dried up. We have nothing left, but we are looking for a solution. So Clemency, we read a little bit about Clemency Gibbs earlier. Beer may be life-saving, but it doesn't feed people. Wow, so he was very much on his side. All right, well, time for the big reveal. Oh, this is sale ledger. L. Haskell. Okay, so Haskell 625. So he sold him one loaf. So he sold Haskell Walcott. He sold both Haskells. 3, and then he sold Lucy one as well. So he sold 4 loaves on that day. Hugh Batchelor 2 loaves. That makes sense. Caleb Watson 1 loaf. Governor Haskell 1 loaf. MC O'Hara 2 loaves. Yeah. Governor Haskell 1 loaf. P. Walcott 1 loaf. Ian Law, that's me. 1 loaf. I bought a loaf. All right, barley supply low. Must find more. So he was. Oh, so I see. So he was cutting people down, and the only person he was getting loaves to was the governor, because he's the governor. So it was Lucy and the governor, then the governor and Walcott, Caleb Watson, the governor, then just the governor. No more barley. So then he made 1 more loaf on the 4th of July. God bless America. And then afterwards, nothing. So he was out.
Odd times for Cottle the baker.
That's why he was so desperate.
We didn't learn much. I suppose we should try his bakery.
So we know he was desperate because he was out of barley. So yeah, with no barley for his bread, he was desperate. So that's why he wanted it. That's why he stalked her, because he needed a solution.
Hey, you!
Whoa!
What are you doing in my mill?
Fucking relax there, pal. Just here to find out what happened to you.
Who are you?
I'm a Banisher.
I'm Antea Duarte. This is Red McRae.
I feel like I saw this guy.
Banishers.
Why are you here?
We're here to
I saw this guy in the town.
We spoke with Lucy Barrow.
He was the guy who got up and he's like, I'm out of here.
In the alehouse.
I am? I must stop her. I must expose her.
Well, aren't you the charmer? What did she do to you?
I, sir, am the baker Perry Cottle, and she, sir, though we worked dovetailed, did poison me.
I believe that 100%. With the berries that we read about.
Everyone else too.
When you call Lucy Barrow a witch, are you overstating for effect, or do you mean it?
Books in strange and foreign lettering, strange herbs, and stranger beer. The woman has a cauldron, and for the love of all that's holy, none will speak for her, for none know her. This is because she is a witch.
Let me state this clearly for you. Because of ignorant, hysterical, gossip-mongering men like you, innocent women die. I advise you to watch your damned mouth, sir.
I know what I saw.
What is your relationship to Lucy?
What's your relationship to Lucy Barrow?
Sorry, I didn't mean to read it.
We traded. We were cooperators, or so I thought. The day I needed help, and she denied it, I learned that we were rivals.
What do you mean by cooperators?
We shared the barley field. It was good business. But when the crop failed, she cut me out, sliced straight down the middle.
Okay.
Tell me about the poisoning.
The alewife witch picked plants for her brewing. I watched her do it. I took them for flour for my bread. She must have seen me do it. She saw me do it and poisoned my flour.
Well, I don't necessarily think that's true.
A herborist using poison? Seems a little obvious.
Why would it? I am the baker, an excellent baker at that, and she wished to bake bread. She had ambition, and I was in her way. And that's not all. Here, we mill barley for our flour, and for some time now, there's been none. When the alewife found a substitute, I thought we were saved. I asked her for it, but she wanted payment. Payment! Folks are starving, and she wanted payment.
Yeah. Wouldn't you want payment?
Wouldn't you have done the same if your positions were reversed?
What? Of course not. Good people are starving. How dare you? The witch must pay her rent, and you must be the landlord. Denounce her to the governor, that a lowly baker may see justice done.
No denunciation without proof, and no guarantees even with it.
Then go to the bakery, for that's where she killed me. You'll see.
Okay.
We'll take our leave of you.
Do what you know you must. Denounce the witch.
All right. Well, I know that she absolutely killed him. However, I think she did it because there might have been something that happened between them. He might have attacked her. I don't think she just poisoned him because she wanted to keep her recipe a secret. But she definitely poisoned him because we saw in the is the collectible, is it in collectibles or it's just, I don't think it is. We saw that she had the berries thing, the toxic plant, whatever Antea called it. Where the fuck is this guy's place at? Or bakery at? What the fuck? Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Perry not only accuses Lucy of poisoning him.
Are we really gonna, like, go all the way around? Oh. I guess that is the best way, right?
But also of being a terrible, selfish person.
Which of us has not threatened murder when hungry? Still, seems excessive.
To the bakery, then?
I mean, again, like I said, he definitely did. She definitely did poison him with that plant. But did she do it because I'm like, again, threatening to murder her? Sure, absolutely. Like, absolutely makes sense that she would have done it because her life was threatened. And she was like, I don't want him to kill me. But at the same time, well, oh, that's right. God, what am I saying? I'm like, why not just go to the governor? Why would she go to the governor? She won't be believed. Sorry, this is, never mind. Say, this is the 1600s, not 2024, but even women aren't still believed in 2024, so what the fuck am I saying? Shout out to all the ladies in 2024, still keeping up the fight. I support you. And I believe you. Don't let men call you a witch.
Piss off!
Sorry for my raspiness. I swallowed wrong earlier when we first started talking to Lucy, and I fucked my whole throat up. So now my throat's all fucked up. I should tweet at Don't Nod and ask them if they can add a transmog to this game. I think I'll do that tonight. I'll tweet at him and be like, hey, Don't Nod, is there... I'm sorry.
Why is the alewife here?
I was say, what the fuck is she doing here? Can you guys add a transmog to Banishers, please? What does this say? Oh, closed for personal reasons. That's right, I read that earlier. What are you doing here?
Sparrow, can I help you?
Why are you snooping around?
Mr. McWraith, did you take care of the demons?
All but one, apparently.
I did.
Then you've helped plenty. Thank you now. Goodbye.
Not so fast, Mr. Sparrow. I'm looking into the death of the baker. I'll need to search the bakery.
The bakery is mine, and I have not granted you permission.
Aye, I believe the governor gave you the keys to the bakery.
Yes. Well, I seem to have misplaced them.
Well,
Perry Cotto tells me you poisoned them.
You talked to him? He's dead, but you talked to him?
I'm a
talent.
I'm
Did
a
your
banisher.
Talent tell you he was talking nonsense?
Oh, that's funny.
Why?
Smart
Would
ass.
I poison Perry Cottle?
He thinks you were going into the bakery business and wanted to eliminate the competition. By the looks of it, that seems to hold some truth.
Apparently.
I am confident enough in my skills to not kill the competition. That would be against my principle. Worse, it would be stupid.
You think it's comfortable to hold your hands like that all day?
He's as stupid dead as he was living.
I found your key in the alehouse, hidden away by a spectral web. The work of Perry's ghost. He was obviously trying to make sure he wouldn't get to his bakery.
Spectral what? Look, the bakery lies empty. Folk need bread. I intend to meet their need, with or without Cottle's bloody ghost's approval.
Perry thought you were planning to bake bread. And he was right. He felt threatened.
Perry thought that I should know my place. I disagreed.
You had production trouble. Cottle too. You didn't mention it.
Because, though I say it myself, I, in my ingenuity, found a substitute. Cottle did not. And that vexed him greatly.
You didn't share it.
If they'd paid for it, I would have shared it. None made the offer, including Perry Cottle. I knew he was spying on me, so I led him to believe that I was using common weeds in place of the barley.
I'm starting to like her.
You were stockpiling herbs. Now a man shows up dead. Interesting.
Many men have used that tone with me, Mr. McCraith, and accused me of far worse.
Nevertheless, I'll need to look inside the bakery now. With your permission, of course.
You have the key. Do what you must.
All right, well,
Would you be interested in a trade at all?
What do you need?
I've been waiting for this. I could use some of this. Use some of that. I'm gonna use some of this as well. Some striped wintergreen. There we go. Need some lilac hyacinth. Some seashores by the seashore candle. All right. On a ton of leather, but I think I'm gonna keep everything I have for now because, again, upgrading stuff later.
I'll take my leave of you for now.
Be quick about it. I have a business to run.
All right. So Lucy was collecting and stockpiling various herbs as decoy for no one's. So I think that they mean so no one stole. As decoy for no one stole her personal recipe. Oh, okay. Like, I get it. Yeah. So she was using weeds as decoys. All right. Well. We got a memory here. Perry Coddle's Bible, Matthew 4:4. Good luck in Boston. Don't forget I believe in you as you believe in him. Aspen. Perry Coddle's Notebook. Things Lucy Barrow might be using in her beer instead of barley. Secret barley? From God knows where? Stump dust? Gold dust? Lead powder? Gunpowder? Muck? Luck? Bedbugs? Warts? The devil's own scurfy? It vexes me. It irks me. It hexes me. It hurts me. Wait, I've seen her. She cuts weeds and buys fixings. Roots, shoots, leaves, petals, seeds, berries, and which plant and how prepared? I know, I'll ask her. That went not well. I'm no madman, Lucy Barrow, but you be a liar. And I know thy secret. I know thy secret. I know the secret, and there shall be bread. Thank the Lord, there shall be bread.
It was an act of desperation.
Right, it's like a madman.
Perry stalked Lucy, then stole her secret ingredient. Oakweed.
With which he then poisoned himself.
Oh!
Desperate to find the right herb, he made a mistake. Was this pure bad luck?
Oh, he poisoned himself! What an idiot, dude!
Plant gatherings.
He really had no idea what he was doing.
Oh, I get it. So she had been stockpiling up all the different all the different plants, right? She's got like the listing of all the different things. She's got that listing of that plant, the toxic one. He gathers it, thinking, oh, maybe that's it, and then makes the bread and poisons himself.
This plant.
Oh my God! You didn't kill him.
How about a chant to reveal the past?
What a dumbass, dude. What an absolute fuckhead. All right. Let's see him kill himself. Dude, you should have just...
A drop may hide the rain.
You should have just went into business with her or something.
Can't keep the baker from baking his bread. Lucy Barrow, you horrible little witch.
That's a fast-acting plant. So wait, he thinks that she poisoned him?
To go.
She thinks that he thinks that she poisoned him even though he made the bread? What a fucking moron, dude.
Son.
Hunger drives folk to acts of desperation.
To bake bread, mix the ingredients, let it rest 1 night. Knead it during 5 minutes, let it rest 15. Add salt, knead it 5, let it rest 5, knead it 5, let it rest in a warm place for 30 minutes. That's called proofing. Proving. Repeat the operation 3 times, let it rest 1 night. Make your bread, let it rest 1 hour. Bake it until the bread is golden and crispy. How to bake bread without barley. For barley flour, fine grind Phytolacca decandra roots and seeds. So this is Thai. What an idiot.
Are you done, Mr. McCraith? I wish to fire up the oven so that we may have bread.
Actually...
Touch my oven, and I shall push you into it.
Perry Cottle?
My god, it's Casper!
Alewife, poisoner, witch.
She didn't poison you, and she's not a
What is
witch.
he talking about? What is going on here?
He thinks you poisoned him. Perry, you poisoned your damn self.
Mr. Cotto, while trying to guess at Lucy's secret ingredient, you poisoned yourself. Phytolacca. Highly toxic.
What? No, that is not possible.
Not just possible. Not even just likely. I'd say it was inevitable.
I thought... Well, that proves it. She did it on purpose. She picked pokeweed on purpose.
Actually, she had a piece of paper
Mistress Barrow?
that...
I'm a woman. No husband. A business of my own. Means. Brains. And I dared to say no to a man. This man.
She's right. I literally thought she poisoned him because I'm like, she has the recipe.
Alewife.
She had the paper.
If Perry Cottle, in his ignorance, tried to do the same, then that is on him.
It's totally on him.
Perry Cottle, in your harassment of the alewife, you were relentless.
I don't believe a word she says, and neither should you. She knew I'd uncover her secret, so she killed me with magic.
Are you really going to let me stand here, suffering this idiot's harassment from beyond the grave?
I'm sorry, I'm just going through the choices.
For the last time, I am the bloody alewife.
You heard her? She admits it. She dares to say it out loud. She is the bloody alewife. She's a witch.
She said the word bloody. She's evil.
Lucy Barrow, under the pretext of a demand for fair payment, you hoarded a valuable recipe.
That's right. You'd have starved us for the sake of your business. You denied the children of God their daily bread. For business, Lucy. For business. Our Lord called you to give service to his flock, and you demanded payment.
Let the alewife speak, Mr. Cottle.
If the Lord wished the fruits of my labour, then he should have paid me like anyone else. I worked hard for where I am today. I deserve to succeed. I worked my arse off for it, and you would have me give it away. Not a chance.
Alright, well.
Let's put an end to this, shall we?
I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. God, I'm gonna feel horrible killing all these innocent people, the real innocent ones, when I play.
Baker Perry Cottle, you are mistaken. The alewife Lucy Barrow is not responsible for your death. You were a godly man. You wished to bake your bread. You cared about your work. I care about mine.
Please, tell me how to bake your bread. People must eat.
Perhaps the Lord wishes it. The people must have their daily bread.
That's the spirit. Perhaps they'll call it after you. The Cottle Loaf.
There you go.
You may have the recipe. I'm not sure if I should believe you, but the ways of the Lord are inscrutable.
Spoken with grace. Carry that with you.
You have been here.
Could you imagine if he accidentally, like, banished a ghost by accident? Like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. There he goes.
I'll get on with it, if you don't mind. Good day to you.
Yeah, no problem.
I suspect Mistress Barrow may change her ways.
Learning can be a painful business.
Well, we've leveled up to level 20. Let's go ahead and give ourselves some new skills here real quick. Right quick. Okay, so, seems all banish points. Alright, let's do that one. So we got that, and that, and that. See, damage dealt by intensity, but red's damage taken by red is increased. Damage taken is reduced by 5% for each manifestation cooldown. Okay, what about this one? Snare is increased by 2 seconds. Let's do this one, and then let's do this. All right, so we got those, so 2, 2, 2, 2. We need one more of these, and then we need one more here so we can get this, and then we're actually done with all those. And thankfully, if we look at the map, we actually have 2 more haunting cases that are around. We have this one here and this one here. So the next time when we come back, we're going to go and do the Tainted Love quest here. We're going to do this. We're going to go to God's Acre, and we're going to do this. And then we'll travel up to here. We'll do this haunting quest. And then after that haunting quest is done, we'll turn... well, no, I don't think we'll turn this in yet. We'll go here and do this haunting quest, which I think is going to take us up into here. And it will take us through this area, probably back to here. So, and we'll have all of the Harrows actually uncovered. Because the Darkwood still has a little bit to uncover as well. We also have another activity, another like mission here as well. So we'll have to come back to here and get that done as well. So, yeah, we'll try to see if we can knock all of those out next time. Hopefully we can. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care and goodbye.